What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So with the USPS contract looming, I thought it'd be a fitting time to discuss Workhorse in more detail. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the company Workhorse, and if you're new to the company, we'll just go have a brief intro on the company. We'll discuss their NAV, ticker and sector that they're in. We will look at the 1 month and 1 year charts. We'll also talk about the USPS contract in more detail and how that will affect the company going forward. We will also discuss some other news besides the contract, and we will also talk about my own current position in the company. But as always, guys, if you're new around here, please consider subscribing to this channel, as we're just 2 away from our 300 subscriber goal. So it'll be brilliant and it would help the channel going forward if you could do so. So with all that being said, let's dive right into today's video. So firstly, for those of you that are new to the company Workhorse, Workhorse Group Incorporated is an American manufacturing company based in Ohio, which currently focused on manufacturing electrically powered delivery and utility vehicles. The company was founded in 1998 by investors who took over from the production of General Motors series step van and motorhome chassis. Workhorse Group has ticker symbol WKHS and is traded on the Nasdaq. At time of recording, their NAV was $26.77. It is in the consumer cyclical sector, and the industry is auto manufacturers, currently with 81 full-time employees. We can see on Yahoo Finance that with the majority of these kind of speculative growth stocks, they can be quite volatile, and Workhorse is no exception. So even here on the 1 day chart, it started off at about $23.80 a share, and it went up a good few percent up to about $26.75 a share on the 1 day chart. Then when we go out to the 1 month chart, you can see how volatile this company can be. So let's say a month ago, it was about $23. It went up to $30.60, crashed back down to about $22, jumped back up to $28. And since the last few days then, it went downwards and it went down to about $23. But since then, it's kind of slowly moved an upward trajectory. And we saw even on the 1 day chart earlier that it kind of jumped from about $23.70 up to $26.77. As we saw on the 1 day chart on Yahoo Finance, the fairly significant jump in Friday's NAV, that was due to the Workhorse USPS announcement that could be upcoming in next week. So we can see here that shares in Workhorse, a maker of battery power commercial vehicles, jumped almost 13% on Friday. The market appears to be prepping for a decision from the US Postal Service about an order for vehicles to replace the white right-hand drive vans on American roads. The pending decision should make Workhorse stock volatile over the next week or so. As you can imagine, news and hype will play a massive part in Workhorse's NAV over the coming weeks, until this USPS contract is announced. We can see here that Roth Capital expects USPS to win for Workhorse Group, so it has been up 0.67% in the early trading after Roth Capital Partners analysts tipped that the company is likely to be the recipient of an $8.1 billion US Postal Service contract for delivery vehicles. And then on the other hand, we have people short selling because of such articles from Fuzzy Panda Research, saying that they don't believe that Workhorse will get the contract, and they believe that the company is only going up on hype. And the USPS contract could be determined in the coming week, which is one of the main reasons why I made today's video, just to help people be aware of the pros and cons of investing in this company over the coming weeks. Obviously, this contract with USPS could go either way, and I feel that if the company doesn't receive this contract, or they don't receive enough of this contract, that the share price could drastically drop. But it is worth noting also that in the short term, their NAV could suffer quite a bit, but the overall company as a whole has a lot of potential in the long term, even without the USPS contract. Now obviously, if they do receive the contract, the NAV will skyrocket, and justifiably so, as it would be a massive bit of business for the company within the regions of about 8 billion, which is, by any stretch of imagination, is massive for any company, and especially small companies such as Workhorse. So in terms of my own Workhorse position at the moment, if we scroll down here in my trading 2-on-2 portfolio, if you scroll down to my YouTube pie, we currently have 4 holdings in this pie, and the overall value is about €124. Overall, we are about 6.16%. But in terms of Workhorse is one of the 4 companies in this pie, and it currently has a 50% weighting. Currently, we have €64 invested. We are up about 12.61%, or €7.20. And I know this is quite a small amount of money in terms of my overall portfolio value, but as I said in prior videos, this YouTube pie was more of a kind of speculative kind of pie where I had it for more of an interest perspective in terms of a profit, because you can even see here Diamond Peak is down about 10%, but my Virgin Galactic and Workhorse are up over 12% each. So this is kind of more of an entertainment purposes pie, just to see how my kind of speculative picks and plays played out in the long term. So that's why the amount isn't so large at the moment. But again, if they do receive the contract, I might even buy more of these shares down the line. And definitely I'll be buying more Virgin Galactic and Diamond Peak and Neo as well to help my dollar cost averaging. So that will be down the line, but as of now, I'm quite happy with the size of this position. And one of the main reasons why my position in the company is quite small at the moment is because a lot of top investors such as Seeking Alpha can't justify the price of Workhorse at the moment. So we can see here that Workhorse, the possible USPS contract, can't justify their price. And in summary, they made quite good valid points in the form that it's hard to justify Workhorse's current $3 billion valuation, considering that the analysts expect the company to make less than $150 million in revenues next fiscal year. Also, while Workhorse has slightly over $100 million in liquidity, it's unable to become profitable and generate positive FCF after being in business for over 2 decades already. And finally, with so much uncertainty in the air right now, we believe that Workhorse is not a good investment for risk-averse value investors. And in terms of their comments that I just mentioned, you can't really kind of argue with those, but that's why I'm after doing my own due diligence also, and I believe that there is a lot of potential for Workhorse. Obviously, in the end of the day, it could go horribly wrong for the company if it doesn't get the contract and if another few things don't go in its favor, but I believe it's worth a small risk in terms of a small amount of capital. And as you saw in my trading 212 portfolio, there's only about 60 or 70 euro invested in the company thus far, so it's quite a small position. So definitely do your own due diligence before you even decide to put €1 or $1 into this company, because it can be quite risky, and certainly don't put all your hard-earned money that you can afford to lose into companies like this. If you have money that you want to ensure it's safe and you can sleep at night, then certainly invest in blue chip companies that I have in my other pies, such as the Coca-Colas or the Pepsis of the investment world. But if you want to have a small bit of risk in your portfolio, then companies like Workhorse or even Virgin Galactic or Neo and Lordstown Motors are companies that could be right up your street. So with all that being said, that brings the end to today's video. I just wanted to make a brief video on the current updates on Workhorse Group, and I also wanted to give a brief intro for people that are new to the company, so they could obviously do their own due diligence on the company if they decided to invest in the coming days. We also had a brief look at the contract and how that can affect the company going forward, as this contract is rumored to be released this week, so it could be make or break for the company Workhorse. If this video was any way helpful, I'd be really appreciative if you could smash that like button, and again as always, if you're new around here, please consider subscribing to this channel as we're 2 away from the 300 mark. Thanks very much guys, and I'll see y'all in the next video.